Hey guys, how's it going? All right, guys. So this is the new monthly live stream. I'm gonna give it a few minutes, and then we'll get started. I've got a few things to talk about. Obviously, my arm is kind of messed up. I see there's a few paramedics in the chat here, so be fun to hear from you guys. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about my arm, like what happened to it, and then I got a few other bits of news and that kind of stuff. Yes, I'm in a different room. A lot of changes, a lot of stuff going on right now. Hey guys, really good to see all of you. Thank you, Grumpy Cat. Appreciate it. Hmm. All right. It's tea, actually. More of a tea kind of guy, but no, it actually did not happen while I was lifting weights, while I was training or anything. My voice sounds different. Yeah, I'm in a bigger room, and I just kind of had to set this up really quickly. I'll explain a little bit about what's going on. So sorry if the audio is not super great. I'm just using I'm not just on my phone now. I'm just using the mic on my phone here. All-in-one guitars. Yeah, I'm going to talk about all-in-one guitars in a few minutes here. Okay, yeah. So let's get started, guys. Okay, so first of all, really great to see you guys. You know, I'm wanting to start start doing these monthly live streams, and I did the first one for the celebrating hitting 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, Grumpy Cat, you tipped Glenn Danzig. Way to go. Tell your mother about it. Okay, um, so this is kind of my first of the ongoing monthly live streams. I was hoping to have it be a little bit more like filled with good news and stuff than this one will be, but you know, that's just how things go. So first of all, you know, the elephant in the room. Let's talk about why my arm is in a sling. So you guys probably notice I'm in a different room right now, you know, than my other videos have been, and that's because I moved recently, and this has been a really great thing. Uh, you know, I lived in a place. I live in Los Angeles, and I lived in a place called Van Nuys, which is, you know, in my opinion, not a great place to live. And I lived there for, you know, longer than I really wanted to. And I moved to a new area finally called Tarzana. Also, of course, in the Los Angeles area, but it's a much nicer area. So this was a really positive thing. I was really looking forward to being in the new place, which is where I am now. And so this past weekend, I was moving. I was doing all of the moving stuff, and the whole weekend, I had been like moving boxes and stuff. And the week before that, I'd been up late because, you know, I was trying to get some packing done and getting stuff ready to go for the move. So that weekend, I was moving the stuff out of the old apartment, and the easiest way, I know this sounds ridiculous, but the easiest way to do it was to bring all these boxes and stuff down a flight of stairs to the outside of the apartment complex. There's a concrete retaining wall there. I would put all the boxes up on top of the wall, and then I would pull myself up over the wall, jump over the concrete wall, grab the box down, and then put it in the moving van that I put, I parked the moving van like in the parking lot there. So I'm doing this all weekend long, right? And that was okay. Like I was tired, but I did that like all weekend long. So working through Sunday night, going into early Monday morning, now I'm at the new apartment and I'm unloading things and I'm trying to bring everything into the new apartment. So I go to pick up the box spring for the bed, right? So this is the thing that the mattress sits on, right? I go to pick it up. I've got one arm up really high. My left arm is down really low, stretched out. The left arm is taking all the weight of the bed. And all of a sudden, there's this big, like, snap, really nasty, ripping snap sound. And I tore completely my bicep tendon in my left arm. This whole thing was like the worst timing possible because this is like I'm in the process of moving into the new place and I hadn't finished. But all of a sudden, like my left arm is useless. So I mean, it was like a huge problem. I had to call the rental truck company and extend the rental. I had to call my old landlord and try and get him to give me a little extra time to get a few extra things out of there. And he wasn't really cool with that. I don't make a long story. I mean, there were all kinds of problems I just had to take care of all of a sudden, and trying to do it with the hey Martin, trying to do it with the injured arm was really really difficult. And the whole time everybody's like, dude, you got to go to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, I know, but my old landlord's trying to kick all my stuff out and that kind of thing. So the next day, or actually no, that same day, so I was awake this whole time, like I didn't get any sleep. So I'm going into Monday now, and I had to do a bunch of things. Shout out to my buddy Dan Mum. He's a great neoclassical guitar player. He lives not in LA, but he lives up in this sort of like vacation community up in the mountains. And so he drove down there and helped me and my wife Cindy finish up the rest of like packing things up, putting them in the van and bringing them over to the new place. Also, there were a couple of guys at the new apartment who are like maintenance guys who helped move the bed into the new place because like I was trying to move the bed, and so there was no place for me to sleep or for anybody to sleep. And then I made a few phone calls to the hospital and that kind of thing. Also, the other punchline to this is I had been working on my car, which was in the old apartment building, and there were a few things I had to put back together. So the car, like I'd been working on it, so I had a few pieces off of it, but I couldn't do that, with my arm messed up. So I had to have my car towed out of the old parking garage, and so that was like Tuesday morning. So just all this crap, right? Anyway, so Tuesday evening I go to the doctor finally, and I went to the general practitioner. And she looked at it and she's like, yeah, I don't think you tore it. I don't think you tore it. I think it's going to be fine. But I want the orthopedic guy to check it out, just double check it. So then the next day I went to the orthopedic doctor. The assistant came out. He looks at it and he's like, yeah, you definitely did. You definitely messed it up somehow. But it's probably only a partial tear. But we're gonna have the main doctor come out and look at it. So the main guy comes out and looks at it. He looks at it. He's like, no, this is pretty bad. It's probably torn completely. And so he sent me to an MRI. I had an MRI done on the arm, and they get the results back, look at it, and it's totally torn. The tendon for the bicep on the bottom where it connects to the elbow like ripped off the bone just completely. So So here's the situation. Theoretically, I could not have any surgery on it, and I could just do physical therapy, and I could try to kind of work around the injury. But this is a kind of injury that will never heal unless I have the surgery. So it's a trade-off between, I have the surgery and then I have a recover, long, not super long, but I have a substantial recovery period. Or I can not have the surgery. Okay, so of course I'm going to have the surgery because I want it to get back 100%, because it does affect my guitar playing. It's very difficult to rotate my hand, and I've lost, most of the strength in my left arm, up, down, and then rotating the hand. And so anything like vibrato, bending, where you're rotating your wrist, I can't do any of that, and it's also just extremely painful. So anyway, so this, I'm talking to you guys right now. It's Sunday. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm going in for the surgery. And from my understanding, what they do is they drill a hole in one of the forearm bones. I forget it, if it's the radius, maybe. Anyway, they drill a hole in one of the forearm bones, and you guys know, like a drywall anchor, right? To hang a picture in your drywall. They basically put one of those in there, and they pin the tendon onto the bone with one of these anchors. So that's what's going on. That's tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the recovery. From what they've told me, the recovery time is 3 to 4 months, but that's for a full recovery. So yeah, I mean, obviously, after less time than that, I'll be able to start doing some light activities with the arm, hopefully get back to playing guitar. So obviously, this is going to have a big effect on my YouTube channel. I was really excited getting into the new apartment, trying to get all my, my new camera setup and everything. I had all these really cool ideas for videos that I wanted to bring to you guys. All of that stuff is going to be on hold for a while. But, I am going to recover, and I am going to be able to start, putting out my regular material again. Also, I've got a couple of buddies of mine who might come down, and we'll do sort of a collaboration video where I will present like the guitar or whatever to you guys, and then they're going to play it for me, and then I'll talk to them about, so what do you think about the fret, the radius on the neck and things like that. Also, I have a few videos that I already shot that I just have to, that I shot a few weeks ago that I just have to edit and put out. So probably the next video you see, I'll be fine, and I'll actually still be in my old apartment because I shot it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay, so that's what's going on. The other thing, I want to give a few shout outs. Again, guys, Dan Mum, he's a fantastic guitar player. He's also a really good friend of mine, and he drove down from his permanent vacation home up in the mountains to help me move the last of my stuff, and also just kind of was help cheer me up and everything, because obviously I'm pretty bummed about this whole thing. Also, I might be maybe one of the only musicians in Los Angeles that has health insurance. So I'm really thrilled that even though I'm going to have the surgery and everything, this is not going to ruin me financially. I have health insurance, and there are some other expenses, obviously, that I'm going to have to deal with, but it's, for the most part, I think it's going to be pretty manageable. So I don't, you see all these guys, players, and they get sick and they have to do like a GoFundMe campaign or something. I'm lucky that I'm in that position. So, okay, yeah, don't go stir crazy. Good advice, right? That being said, another shout out I want to give, another guy named Dan Daniel Thompson from the Guns and Guitars YouTube channel, who's become a buddy of mine. He has encouraged me to start a Patreon account. So I have done that. You can go right now to patreon.com/GuitarMax, and that's my Patreon account. That being said, this is only for you guys if you want to be like involved in the channel, where you can have some input on how I'm going to do the videos, or the next videos coming up. I'm going to be asking people there for input on like what they would like to see more of, and kind of voting on how to prioritize certain videos and things like that. So the Patreon is not set up for like, oh guys, I need money to fix my arm. It's nothing like that. The arm is going to get fixed no matter what. It's okay. So, but I have had other people ask me in the past if I had a Patreon account. They wanted to support the channel in some other way, beyond watching it and that kind of stuff. So, like I said, that's available right now. Patreon.com/GuitarMax. And again, shout out to Dan Thompson for kind of encouraging me to do that. I should have done it a while ago, but just looking at my notes here. The other thing, guys, about a week and a half ago, because it was before I hurt my arm, I put a post on YouTube asking if you guys wanted me to get into physical products. A lot of players don't do this anymore. A lot of people just release music digitally. But I know there's a lot of like old school rockers who watch the channel, who like I've even had I've had people ask me to put out a vinyl album and that kind of stuff. So Web Surfer. That's another reason I hesitated to get on Patreon. I have some personal issues with some of their censorship things. So maybe at some point in the future I'll switch to a different platform or something. But for now, I really should do it. Anyway, so back to the physical products. So I had a huge response to that post. People asking for like picks and CDs, tab booklets, which is a really cool thing, and a few other things like that. So I'm going to do it. I am going to be doing that. I do have some merch right now. I have some, I have some CDs and things like this. But a lot of that stuff, to be totally honest, is, it's songs and material that I was doing a few years ago. I had a solo band and that kind of stuff. So if you want that stuff, you can get it through, it's all available on eBay and things like that. Although I do have some new stickers, Guitar Max stickers and 8x10s and things like that. But I'm gonna have a lot of time to sit at my computer and click with my right hand. So I am gonna try and finish up that merch, the new Guitar Max merch stuff, and get that out there. Helmet, yeah, sure. I'll ship any place I can. Okay, I'm just checking my thing, and another shout out, guys. My wife Cindy has been really supportive of this whole thing. I'm really anxious, about the surgery, and just having that injury at the time that I had it was a really just bad experience, just in general. So my wife, Cindy has been great and very supportive of me, and she's awesome. So, okay, guys, so that's basically what's going on. I do want to show you a couple of things that I have. Somebody asked about the all-in-one guitars. I can only show you it with one hand right now, but I've got this example, and I was really looking forward to demoing this like soon, but it's going to have to wait a little bit. But I think this is one of the guitars that I'm going to have one of my buddies like play for me, and then do kind of a collaboration video. Yeah, nice green and gold combination. So let's check this out here. Nice neck joint. So basically what this is the all-in-one guitars brand. It's a brand new brand. So you guys know I've demoed the Wolf guitars a lot. Well, when you order a Wolf guitar, you probably got it from All-in-One Guitars, which is a shop in Los Angeles. They're a great shop, and what they do is, the Wolf guitars are manufactured in South Korea, and they would get the guitars in. They would go through a really, really detailed setup of the guitar. They're leveling the frets, taking care of the fret ends, making, action adjustments, truss rod adjustments, really, really detailed, like full-blown setup. And they would do the setup, and then they would send out the guitars. So when you get one of those Wolf guitars, you were getting it from All-in-One Guitars. Well, they wanted to branch out. They wanted to bring some new models out, that kind of stuff, and it wasn't really going to work with the Wolf guitar brand. So they've started their own brand, All-in-One Guitars brand, and it's just really, really nice stuff. If you liked the Wolf guitars, you will love these guitars, because they are like as good as the Wolf guitars, but just even better. They've got little upgrades here and there, and they also have a lot more to offer in terms of different models. Okay, this one here, sort of a PRS shape, but it's not exactly a PRS shape. Really nice neck, really nice chunky neck on this one. Really thick tone on this guitar. They also have an SG style guitar, and then they also have like sort of a Les Paul style. I believe they're doing a Strat style and a Telecaster style and all that stuff. And they're still right in that price range of the Wolf guitars. So we're talking $300-400, in that range. Really, really nice stuff. And and the same, that same really nice full-blown setup that you got from the Wolf guitars. So definitely something to check out. And like I said, I'll be trying to do a full review of this guitar coming up soon, but somebody else is probably going to be playing it for me with my arm messed up the way it is. Okay, I've got a few other things. I got a new little Joyo Bantam amp, Bantamp, excuse me. I'm going to be working a lot on my right hand rhythm stuff. And so that's pretty much all the news, guys. I'm sorry, this wasn't as fun of a, like, I'm sorry I don't have more good news for you. But I am, like I said, I'm doing the surgery for the arm tomorrow. And then after that, in the short term, that recovery is going to be pretty bad. I'm not looking forward to that, but it'll get better as time goes on. And then they tell me, eventually it's going to be back 100%. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, you guys got any quick, questions for me? Anything like that? Again, if you guys want to support the channel in an extra way beyond, watching it and everything, which, I'm super happy you guys are here. I did start the Patreon recently, but again, that's only if you guys want to do that. It's not like I'm gonna like have like I'm only gonna post stuff on Patreon or anything like that. It's just for people who want to support the channel in an additional way. And I totally get it, guys. If you don't like Patreon specifically, or if you just don't want to spend the money, I totally get it. It's totally cool. I completely understand. And you guys got any questions for me? I'll try and answer some questions here. I really appreciate all the get well soon messages from you guys. Hard Luck Kings. Somebody's asking about Hard Luck Kings guitars. I get asked about them all the time. No, I have not had a chance to check them out yet. I probably will in the future. They have kind of an expensive shipping fee, which includes like some setup and stuff. So, Article 13. Somebody's asking about that. There's some legal stuff going on, mostly in Europe, I think, in the UK, right? Has a lot to do with copyright and copyright usage of copyrighted materials on the internet. Um, it's actually not going to affect my channel all that much because I generally don't play covers or really use like all the background music I use, backing tracks, songs that I play on the channel. It's usually all original stuff. Um, so I don't think it's going to affect my channel too much. Um, Obviously, it's going to have a big effect on a lot of guitar, a lot of music channels in general. So we'll see. Yeah, guys who teach songs, that's a really good point. Like learn this, here's how you play the solo to Crazy Train or something. Everybody like that they're going to run into a lot of problems. Of course, only for those countries. So a lot of people, maybe most of their audience will be in the US. Oh, sorry for slurping my tea there. Okay, what else we got? Mikey Newman asking about Patreon. No, I don't think Patreon is a bad thing. Somebody else was commenting in there that Patreon is evil and that kind of stuff. I don't think Patreon is a bad thing. It's a way that a lot of people can directly support their favorite artists and so forth. There's just some issues with the way the company deals with censorship, and it's kind of like political things where if the company disagrees with someone politically, they will remove them from the they'll remove them from the platform. Uh, and I kind of feel like that sort of a platform. I mean, and you can make the argument it's a private company; they can do what they want. I kind of think though that if you're going to, I don't know, I'm just kind of a big, I think free speech is very important. So I think people should be free to say what they want, even if they have unpopular opinions or something. I think that's all the more reason. I think you want to know the people who have nasty opinions. I think you want to be able to like see them out in the open so you can recognize them and that kind of thing. I think trying to shut them up is not really a good way to deal with it. I like to see people talking about their disagreements and discussing things and trying to find common ground and understand each other's viewpoints and that kind of stuff. People asking about some of the Harley Benton guitars. Yeah, obviously I've reviewed a lot of those, and I'm looking forward to reviewing more of them in the future. And they have so many different models. It's great. Okay, few people asking. I think they came into the chat or they came into the live stream a little bit late. My arm. Why is my arm in a sling? Guys, I tore my bicep tendon in my left arm. Completely tore it. Ripped it off the bone in the arm. So I'm having surgery on it tomorrow. That's what happened to my arm, and I'm super bummed about it. Um, it's a distal. The the end down on the elbow tore. I was moving some furniture. I wish I could say that I was like, you know, catching like a falling suitcase of money from a blimp or something interesting, but I was just I was just moving some furniture. I had been working all weekend on moving furniture, moving into a new apartment. I was tired. I kind of prepped it by doing a lot of repetitive movements, jumping over this concrete wall to move some boxes and stuff. And I picked up something really heavy, and it just snapped. And yeah, it's gonna create a lot of problems with playing guitar if I didn't have the surgery. But I'm gonna have the surgery tomorrow. I'm gonna go through the recovery process, and then and then it'll be healed eventually. But it's gonna take some time. Oh, I missed that. Pineapple on pizza? No, get it off. Get it off. Don't put pineapple on pizza. Oh, somebody's asking about home recording or going into a studio. Which one do I do? It depends on the project I'm doing. If I'm doing solo stuff or like making a backing track or something, I'll do that at home. If I'm recording a project with a band, it depends on the band, but I mean, sometimes like drums, especially, you really want to record in a studio. Um, but mm, Speaking of recording, this is kind of interesting. A band I play in, this industrial band, Society One, I finished recording my parts for this new album like 4 or 5 days before I hurt the arm. And now I can't play. So lucky, I guess, in a weird way. Bullwhip Johnson, all-in-one guitars. So no, all-in-one guitars. I believe they're made in South Korea, like the Wolf guitars, and like a lot of other like the LTD guitars and Dean guitars. Those are all made in South Korea. But what they do is they import them, and then the kind of shop and base of operations is in Los Angeles. So the guitars come in, and then they do their full setup and everything there in Los Angeles. And that's something I should really stress um, when you get those guitars from All-in-One Guitars, the setup they do on them is really, really extensive. It's not just like adjusting the bridge or something. I mean, they're doing, truss rod, intonation, action, the fret ends, which is really, really important, fret leveling, buffing, all of that stuff. I mean, if you take a guitar into a shop and have them do that same setup, just randomly walk in and have them do it, it's like a couple $100, $250 to do that kind of a setup. Again, guys, for everybody who's tuning in, just now, I tore my bicep tendon in my left arm. I'm having surgery on it tomorrow, so that's why I'm doing that. Oh, I had something else. Oh, something I'm gonna grab here. Something else I wanted to mention really quick. I'm gonna sell off a few things that I've done reviews on over the past few years. Just some stuff I'm not really using very much. I've got this Cozart Telecaster in a nice natural finish. Plays great. Since I got it, I have upgraded the bridge pickup. It now has like a dual rail humbucker in the bridge. I also did some work on the frets and everything to get rid of any sharp fret ends. And I'm going to sell this stuff cheap. I mean, it was not an expensive guitar to begin with, but I'll sell it like this and with a nice gig bag and stuff for like $100 or something. I'm also going to sell a few effects pedals and things like that. Roland, Patreon link, patreon.com/GuitarMax. There you go. Yeah, the Cozart guitars are great. Anyway, I'll after I do the live stream, I'll try and put a link for the guitar in there if anybody wants to buy it. And yeah, like I said, I'll do a few other things too, some effects pedals and stuff like that that I've had sitting around for a while. All right, guys. I'll take a few more questions, and then I've got to get going. I'm sorry, I'm not in a better mood, but I got some. I got to get some stuff ready to go because I'm not going to be able to do much for a while. So I'm trying to set things up so it's a little bit easier for me to get around and get things done because after tomorrow my arm is going to be in like a splint kind of cast thing. So hi, Cindy. Hey guys, my wife Cindy is in the chat, so everybody say hi to her. All right, guys. So that's about it. Again, guys, completely tore the bicep tendon in my left arm. It's going to be they're predicting about a 3 to 4 month recovery time. I'm having surgery tomorrow, and yeah, guys, I just really appreciate all the shout outs and everything, or all the well wishes, I should say. Again, shout out to Dan Mum for helping me, move the last of my stuff after I injured myself. Shout out to Daniel Thompson from the Guns and Guitars YouTube channel for encouraging me to start my Patreon account, and also just being a solid guy and everything. So again, the Patreon account, if you want to check it out, patreon.com/guitarmax. Also, I'm gonna put a short video up on YouTube after this one for people who missed the live stream, just kind of explaining what's going on. And again, guys, keep watching the channel. I will have new videos coming out. There are a few videos that I shot a few weeks ago that I just have to edit, and then I'll put those out. So I'll put a little thing in there like this video was shot before my arm injury or something like that, so people aren't confused. But yeah, guys, that's about it for now. So again, really great to talk with you guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And 2 months post surgery. Oh, cool, man. Good to hear. And yeah. So that's it for now. And one thing, I will update you guys on my recovery and everything. I'll try and do some videos of that. I don't think I'm going to post any videos of the surgery. I don't think anybody wants to see that. Actually, what am I saying? This is YouTube. Of course people want to see it. But I doubt I'm going to do that. But I will keep doing these live videos. I'm going to stay with the monthly live video thing. I really love talking to you guys on here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'll keep you guys posted. Check out the Patreon if you want, and keep watching the channel. It's going to be kind of interesting. I'll have to be kind of resourceful, but we'll keep going on. All right, guys. I'll see you later, guys. Hang in there.